Hey friends, welcome to another shadowing session in English. For today's video, I chose the world-renowned model Ashley Graham. She's a body activist who speaks out about body positivity and self-acceptance, particularly for women. First, I'll play a snippet from an interview she did. Then I'll break it down line by line, focusing on vowels, consonants, connected speech, and intonation. Finally, I'll try to mimic her speaking style by saying it along with her. I'll also include a link to the full interview in the description box. Okay, let's get into it.
Everybody's affirmations are different. Just to wrap up the affirmations, but everybody's are different. And once you make yours and you say it, write it on your mirror, write it on a paper, like actually physically write it, type it out if you love to type, like whatever those things are for you so that you can embody it.
Now let's analyze this fragment line by line.
Everybody's affirmations are different.
Everybody's affirmations are different. Everybody's. She reduces the vowel in the third syllable to a schwa. She doesn't say everybody's. She says everybody's. Everybody's are different. She reduces the verb are to an R-colored schwa, and connects it to the next word, different, different, different. Different. Many dictionaries show the pronunciation of this word as having 3 syllables. Different. In practice, I mostly hear people pronouncing it with 2 syllables. Different. This is what Ashley does too. And she also drops the final T, which often happens when the T comes after an N. Different. Different. Okay, let's go to the next line.
Just to wrap up the affirmations.
Just wrap up the affirmations. This is a parenthetical expression, which means a short phrase in between a sentence for the purpose of clarification or providing some additional information. In this case, she refers to something that she said previously. Notice that she says it with a lower pitch. Just to, as just ends with a t, which is the same consonant that starts the next word, to, she merges the 2 t's together. She also reduces the vowel in to a schwa, and the 2 words sound like justa, justa. Next, we have another couple of merged words, wrap up. This is a phrasal verb that means to finish something. In the first part, wrap, we have a vowel a as in cat. Don't get confused by the W letter in the beginning of the word. This letter is not pronounced, and the word sounds exactly like the musical genre rap. She reduces the vowel in the second part of the phrasal verb, up, to a schwa, up. And the 2 words sound like wrap up, wrap up. Let's continue.
But everybody's are different.
But everybody's are different. She's now repeating the core message after a parenthetical expression, but everybody's are different. Meaning everybody's affirmations are different. But everybody's. She reduces the vowel in but to a schwa and pronounces the T as a glottal stop. A glottal stop is produced by stopping the voice abruptly and starting again, like between the vowels in uh-oh. In this particular case, she stops her voice when she says but while preparing for the next sound, eh. But everybody's. But everybody's. This is one of the possible variations to pronounce t between 2 vowels. Another very popular way would be using the flap T, but everybody's. We will talk more about the flap T later on. Everybody's. As she did this earlier, she reduces the vowel in the third syllable to a schwa, everybody's. And again, she drops the final T in the word different. Let's move on.
Once you make yours and you say it.
Once you make yours and you say it, she starts with a very short like as she wanted to say and. She stresses on the word yours. Notice how she elongates the vowel o, yours, yours. And you. She drops the final d in the word and blends it with the next word, you, and you, and you. Say it. The final t in the word it is held and not released. You can do this by only putting the tip of the tongue behind the upper teeth, but not releasing the air while pronouncing the sound. Say it. Say it. Okay, let's continue.
Write it on your mirror.
Write it on your mirror. Notice her intonation. She starts to list some actions that she suggests people do. Write it on your mirror. Write it on. Here, she pronounces both T's, the one in the word write and the one at the end of the word it, as flap T's. A flap T sounds like a very quick r or a d. In American English, a T can usually be flapped in a fast speech when it comes in between two vowels, like in these two cases. Write it on. Write it on. Notice that she says the word mirror with a very pronounced in the middle, which is the very proper pronunciation of this word, mirror. Many people, however, would say mirror, dropping the middle R. Do you hear the difference? Mirror, the way Ashley says it, versus mirror, which is, as I said, also an option. Let's see what comes next.
Write it on a paper.
Write it on a paper. She says it with the very same intonation as the previous line. It's another suggested action from her list. Write it on a paper. And we have the same phrase as in the previous line. Write it on, with two flap T's again. Write it on. Let's continue.
Like actually physically write it.
Like actually physically write it. Notice how significantly she reduces the word actually. Actually can be pronounced in two ways, as a 4-syllable word, actually, or as a 3-syllable word, actually. The consonant in the middle can be either ch or sh. All versions are correct. But in her fast speech, Ashley reduces this word to 2 syllables, dropping the schwa and also dropping the l in the last syllable. She pronounces it with the consonant sh, and it sounds like Acshi, acshi. We have another flap T at the end of the word write in write it, write it, write it. And another held T at the end of it, write it, write it. Let's move on to the next line.
Type it out if you love to type.
Type it out if you love to type. She uses the verb type twice in this line. Because this word starts with a voiceless alveolar stop t, she aspirates it. In English, we aspirate the voiceless stops p, t, and k most of the time when they come in the beginning of a word or in the beginning of a stressed syllable. Aspiration means puffing out a little bit of extra air after the stop. T, t, type, type. It out of. We have another pair of flap T's here at the end of it and at the end of out. It out of. It out of. Okay, let's go on.
Like whatever those things are for you.
Like whatever those things are for you. We have another flap T in the word whatever. 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 Those things. The word those is unstressed. We have a diphthong O here, but because the word is unstressed, the diphthong is weak, meaning that it's shorter than if it were in a stressed syllable. Those things. Those things. For you. For is reduced to fur with an R-collared schwa. For you. For you. Let's go to the next line.
So that you can embody it.
So that you can embody it. That you. She pronounces the final T in the word that as another glottal stop. That you. That you. You can. She reduces the vowel in the verb can to a schwa. You can. You can. She stresses on the word embody. Notice how elongated the vowel as in father is here. Embody, embody, embody it. And we have another held T in the end of the word it. It. So that you can embody it. Now let's apply everything we discussed. I'll try to say this fragment together with Ashley, and I dare you to do this with me.
Everybody's affirmations are different. Just to wrap up the affirmations, but everybody's are different. Once you make yours and you say it, write it on your mirror, write it on a paper, like actually physically write it. Type it out if you love to type. Like whatever those things are for you so that you can embody it.
All right, what are your thoughts? Did you manage to keep up? I understand that this type of in-depth analysis can seem daunting initially, but it's incredibly useful for enhancing pronunciation, listening skills, and overall fluency. If you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button and share it with someone who will enjoy it as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber yet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.